You are live from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you are notified when new videos drop. And I tried to do this video every day last week. Like, I really tried to get this video done last week. Nah, nothing doing. So this is my top 10. Well, you've seen the thumbnail, right? You know what this video is. You clicked on it. This is my top 10 picks of Doctor Who Christmas stories. Not only TV stories. This goes over the full gamut. Now, I'm not including like annuals and stuff like that and comic books because, look, the annual stories are pretty bad. Okay, they're pretty bad. There's a couple of them, like they released like books on tape of them, like audio adaptations. I really got to check out, right? I've still got 3 credits of Audible, so I really should do that. I think the next thing I want to do though is get 5 Doctors because John Coltrane's reading it. I freaking love John Coltrane. But anyway, so yeah, so this is my list of my top 10 Doctor Who Christmas stories in order. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe, comment. All those things are good. Honestly, let me know what you think. And hey, look, here's the great thing, right? We're going to disagree. We're going to disagree about it. You're going to go, what? That's garbage. What? Which is fine, right? It's great that we disagree. Being able to disagree is, generally speaking, a good thing, right? Because we all basically agree that we like Doctor Who, you know? So that's basically where we are. So like, share, subscribe, comment, sign up to my Substack, which is a email list thing. You get notified when my videos drop. I think I'm going to do like a one digest email a day on that. But also I'm giving out comic books. I've got a book that I'm putting out on it. There's a whole bunch of stuff, right? The whole bunch, and you can comment. It's basically a Twitter replacement. It's so much better than Twitter, right? Because it doesn't have the crazes on it. So like, share, subscribe, comment. If you're on Rumble, assuming I can upload this video to Rumble, I've got a whole bunch of videos I tried to upload. They've all failed, right? The Rumble interface is garbage. It is absolute direct. But anyway, like, share, subscribe, comment, Rumble, sign up to my Substack, and have a good day. Okay, these are all the things I can recommend. Fine, let's look at my list of Doctor Who, the best of Doctor Who Christmas. So we're going to start with number 10. Number 10. Oh, wrong one. Hang on. We'll go to that. Number 10 is there. Number 10. Spare Parts. Absolute classic of a story. Now I think this is on sale. So it's either $1.50 or $3. If you haven't heard it, absolutely fantastic. This is Origin of the Cybermen. Nothing like Age of Steel and whatever the David Tennant episode was, right? Absolutely nothing like that whatsoever. Even though it was Mark Platt wrote this. I think Mark Platt wrote this. Oh God, I'm going to still feel stupid if it's not him, but they don't have his name on the cover, and I'm not going to look right now. But it's so again, nothing like the Tennant version of the Cybermen. This is really creepy. This is the first time we saw the Mondasian Cybermen come back for the first time, which I didn't think would work at all. But this was really great. And then Capaldi for his last story also wanted the Mondasian Cybermen back, and they were fantastic. So they're like super creepy. This is the first rehabilitation of the Mondasian Cybermen. So why is this a Christmas story? Because it's set basically on the Mondasian version of Christmas, right? There's a lot of stuff talking about it, and you imagine it's like a World War II pastiche kind of look, and you do imagine like there are lots of Christmas trees and Christmas lights and Christmas decorations through this generally quite horrific story, which is a huge recommend. If you haven't heard it, this is an all-time classic, right? It's one of Pete Davidson's absolute best. Strong recommend. So that's number 10. So listen, we're starting with that story. It's just getting better, but this is my Christmas top 10, right? So everything's got to be Christmassy. I think as a Christmas story that gets really maligned and people don't like it, people talk badly about it, and they think it's silly, is this one. Capaldi's first one, Last Christmas. A lot better than you remember, right? A lot better. It was so obviously designed to write out Clara, and oh boy, did I wish it did that, right? But the whole like romantic comedy thing. That was season. That was season 8, wasn't it? With Clara. Yes, it was because season 9 was with Alistair. By the way, whoever it is that played the boyfriend who was a soldier, they mentioned every freaking episode. He was on the 12th Doctor Chronicles, the first volume they put out, which was quite good. And he was great in it. So anyway, this is a great Christmassy story. It's an interesting story as well. It's very Christmassy. I don't know. I don't know how else to say it. It's a little bit silly. But it's, again, I went through all the Christmas stories. This is number 9. That means everything else is below this, other than the spare parts, which is very, very good. So yeah, it's Capaldi being Capaldi. He's finally eased into the role, right? The way he played the first year was a very freshly regenerated Doctor who didn't really know who he was or what was going on, and he basically grew into being the Doctor. You can tell how doctorish he is by how long his hair is. And now he's in his full Doctor hair. Nick Frost as Father Christmas, very, very good as Santa Claus. And yeah, the whole conceit actually works, right? It's very, very, very silly, and it actually works. Much more so than like things like the return of Dr. Mysterio, which I don't think worked at all. I really don't think worked at all. So that's number 9. Number 9 is Peter Capaldi's first special, Last Christmas. Number 8 is David Tennant's second Christmas special, Runaway Bride. Runaway Bride. So this did a lot of stuff I hadn't seen before in Doctor Who. Firstly, they you can see here, they redesigned the robot Santa faces from the Christmas Invasion. Christmas Invasion would have been on my top 10 list if David Tennant was in it more. I didn't like the Doctor really wasn't in that one much until the end. I didn't really like his representation of the Doctor when I did see him. It took me about a year to get used to David Tennant. Honestly, I preferred Eccleston at the time. I really did. Tennant still isn't my favourite Doctor by quite a long way. But anyway, this is a really great Christmas story in that it's so Rusty Davies. It's very, very fluffy. It's very Christmassy. It's very family orientated. It's exciting. It's got Catherine Tate in it, who is excellent. Who knew that she'll be staying on? And I can't remember the name of the actor. The guy played her fiance. It's fantastic, right? He just came off of being a creepy bad guy in EastEnders a couple of years earlier, right? And you get to see some real progress for the 10th Doctor here. I love the Empress Arachnos. I thought she was very good. I thought that was a very well realized prop / costume. And listen, the TARDIS chase scene was freaking awesome. We never seen that before. Where Tennant's TARDIS is chasing the taxi with Donna in it, and you see the kids like, oh, it was wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful. If you haven't seen it recently, we haven't seen it before, get it out. It's Christmas, baby. This is what Christmas is for. So yeah, number 8, good. All these are, I was going to say strong recommend. They're all strong recommends. A slightly stronger recommend. It's this one, Voyage of the Damned. So this is a very different Christmassy episode in that it's like the Poseidon Adventure disaster movie that we're used to seeing. With Kylie Minogue, we introduce Bernard Cribbers in this. Really lovely episode. Like I liked a lot about this episode. I liked it was somewhat poignant, which I think you really need in Christmas stories. It's to be a little bit sad, a little bit like you feel disappointed, not disappointed. You feel a little bit of pain in it, right? And which was the ultimate fate of Kylie Minogue, which was also somewhat of a beautiful fate. But you got the whole disaster area thing. You've got the Christmas angels. What really let it down was the villain. They just didn't have the money to realize it. It seemed pretty clear that they wanted Kylie Minogue and a Sigourney Weaver-like power loader from Aliens, and the villain to be in some kind of cyborg. Eventually, you just got two what was it? Forklift trucks driving at each other, and it just visually wasn't good. It's one of the times I wish I had $1 billion that I could just go back and say, can we augment that a little bit, and can I do a special edition, because it would have made it a whole lot better. But really, a lot of heart with this, which you get with all the Russell Davies stuff, which is one of the reasons I freaking love Russell Davies. Like, I thought this was going to be my long video of the day. It's not. The other one was. This one, we're whizzing through them quite quickly. So that was number 987. So number six, we're moving away from TV and we're going to the excellent Damaged Goods. I freaking love Damaged Goods. So I love it for a few reasons. Firstly, it's a great representation of the Virgin New Adventures range, which is a forgotten era, which is really good. And it was very distinctly different from the McCoy TV era. It features Yasmin Bannerman and Travis Oliver as Quedge and Forrester. Again, characters completely unique to the New Adventures. A good, scary villain. It was very, very contemporary. This fits totally exactly in between thinking cat flap, no. Survival. Right between Survival and Rose. It's very, very contemporary. It's on housing estates. The villain is alien invasion by street drug. Really good. So why is it Christmas? Because it's all about a terrible Christmas bargain, right? That comes back to haunt the protagonist on Christmas. So it's very, very Christmassy. Very, very chilling. I love this story. I absolutely love this release. I love this book. It's wonderful. And something else about this is this is a Rusty Davies thinking this is his only chance to write Doctor Who, and he writes a really unique, different Doctor Who, which he then develops quite nicely during during his reign. So that'll be number 5, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 9, 8, 7. That's number 6. Number 6. Number 5, back to TV for the next Doctor. Now, this would not be on my list if I didn't watch it last night. And it was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Firstly, so Christmassy. So insanely Christmassy. If you haven't seen it for a while, it opens up with David Tennant's Doctor. TARDIS arriving, he walks out, and he's in a Victorian Christmas scene, and he's just smiling away, saying, "How wonderful is this?" Right? I love time travel. I love being the Doctor. I love seeing the world, and you can just see, how much he's enjoying being the Doctor. Now, thrown into that, so then you hear somebody screaming, "Doctor, Doctor!" and he runs, and then that's how he meets the other Doctor, David Morrissey as the next Doctor. Awesome, absolutely awesome. You would love him as a Doctor, which I think is the point of the exercise. Again, a very dark story, a very, very dark story in a lot of ways, which is for me is very Christmassy. Great Cyberman story. I think it's probably one of the best Russell T Davies Cyberman story. And I can't remember her name. The Woman in Red. Fantastic villain, right? Absolutely fantastic villain. So another thing I love about the story is on Christmas Day, which is a frothy family, family episode, which is meant to entertain everybody, not Doctor Who fans. There's a real strong undercurrent of Me Too, 10 years before Me Too, and it's genuine, right? It's actually genuine, right? When you talk about the lack of opportunity women had in the 18th century, in the 19th century. Yes, I agree with you. And how brilliant this villain was, how clever she was. Absolutely fantastic. And you get all the steampunk thing. You get the stupid thing of the Cyber King rising from the Thames. But it's a Christmas episode, and Christmas episodes are frothy. Do have these big set pieces in. Absolutely wonderful. Love it. Absolutely love this one. So that's number 5. Number 4 is Chimes of Midnight. Fantastic Christmas story. Again, really, really, really creepy. It's written by what's his name? Shearman. Playwright. He wrote Jubilee. Rob Shearman. Is it Rob Shearman? No. I'm thinking Robert Shear-Smith. No, I think it's Robert Shearman. I'm pretty sure. Very, very Christmassy. It's set at Christmas. Very, very horror orientated. This is the great intersection between M.R. Jane's horror stories and Doctor Who, right? So again, if you haven't heard it, absolute classic. Absolute classic. They land in a stately home during Christmas, and much like this year's festive special, just probably a lot better. They get caught in some kind of recurring time loop. And you keep hearing this Christmas wouldn't be Christmas without plum pudding. It's great. The music is very Christmassy. This should be high on your to watch list to listen or to whatever list if you want to go through some of the Christmas period. Number 3 pick, and this is going to be one I think many out there would find surprising because many out there don't like it. I freaking adore this. Twice Upon a Time. I absolutely adore this story. Never have I been so happy that Chris Gemmell didn't want to write a Christmas special. So to save the spot, Moffat wrote this one, and it's a lovely, beautiful Christmassy story. Beautiful in many, many ways over. So I watched this about a month or so. I watched it when it came out, obviously, but I watched it about a month or so after it came out, while I was waiting around for my father's funeral. Right, so it's if hopefully all your parents are alive and you haven't buried any loved ones. But it's weird because the day of the funeral, there's not really much you're just floating around, right? And I'm thinking about death, I'm thinking about fatality, and I watched this episode, which is what this episode is all about. It's all about the Doctor trying to decide if he wants to live or he wants to die, right? And I think intersecting with the first Doctor, as played by Dave Bradley, I loved it, right? I love it. And the idea that there wasn't any sexism in the 60s. Yes, there was, right? Yes, we never heard William Hartnell go, oh, I'm going to give you a smack bottom. But it's the sort of thing we could kind of imagine. And I understand it's not accurate. It doesn't have to be accurate. It's giving you a rough feeling of it. Capaldi's Doctor, fantastic through this, but the story, the sentiment in this is beautiful. Like, where else would the Doctor, who's contemplating in his life, where else would he want to go than the Christmas armistice in World War I? There's the greatest expression of love and peace in the history of our planet. It's absolutely wonderful, right? And then you got Mark Gatiss as the Brigadier's grandfather, I believe, and what's it called? The guy did Being Human, who I really thought should have taken over Doctor Who as a German soldier. And they're caught in this time. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Very poignant. I love how we get to see Bill Potts in this. I like how we get to see Clara in this. It brought a tear to my eye, and it has one of the greatest regeneration speeches of all time. Like, the things that I literally live by, right? And I think everybody who lives by them, their lives are better. Always try and be good, but never fail to be kind. What more of a Christmas message could there be than that, right? So I absolutely adore this story. Number two, and again, might surprise you. Relative Dimensions. Love this one. This is one where they're building up this TARDIS family of the 8th Doctor, Carol Ann Ford Susan, and her son, played by Jake McGann. So they did a Christmas story. This is the third in a sequence. They did Death in Blackpool and what was the other called? An Earthly Child, right? I think this is the third in that cycle. Death in Blackpool is pretty darn depressing. Too darn depressing, and it wasn't didn't uplift me. This was uplifting. I think it's again a couple of bucks on a Big Finish. A real recommend. I think you can listen to. I'm pretty sure you can listen to it out of context. It's a great little story. It really is. It's a heartwarming, great, super Christmassy story. Strong recommend. But the number one Christmas special on my personal rabbinic list is A Christmas Carol. It doesn't get any better than Christmas Carol. Firstly, Matt Smith's Doctor. I love Matt Smith's Doctor. I just simply adore Matt Smith's Doctor. And here he's really at his best. The Amy Rory team is absolutely at the best. The story's fantastic. The story is an adaptation of a a short trip story written by Moffat about 10, 15 years before. And it shows in the story it was based on, the Doctor has to get into it was the 7th Doctor story. I think he has to get into a building and he has to deal with quite a cantankerous person. So he goes back through their timeline trying to make things better for them, right? To make them into a nicer person. So it's roughly similar to that, but you get it goes to Christmas past, Christmas present, Christmas future kind of feel going on. Michael Gambon, perfect casting. I have no idea who the opera singer is. She's wonderful. And not bad to look at either. Let me tell you. Very easy on the eye. I love the visuals of this. I love the snow. I love the flying fish thing. It's got a real Peter Pan feel about it. But also there's real tragedy in it as well. You get to see the tragedy of this guy's life. Who has to a great extent wasted it by saving it for later, right? And the whole message of it is live life. Choose life, which is the message of the 11th Doctor, I think. So yeah, absolutely lovely. My ultimate Christmas Doctor Who, a real strong message. Great music as well. Again, I like the opera singer in it. I get no idea who she is, but I think it was great. I do like a bit of a Christmas tune. I kind of miss that. You know, you remember when Murray Gold would release Love Don't Roam and The Stranger, and all. Every year there'll be a Christmas Doctor Who song there. Those were the good old days. So fine, so that's my choice of Doctor Who at Christmas. Now the other thing at Doctor Who at Christmas that you should be aware of is Big Finish always do sales at Christmas. So let's have a quick look. 12 days of Christmas. Let's see what they got. Let's let me make this a little bit narrower. That's better. So Big Finish magazine. Okay, it's free. This was something they did 20 years ago now. Wow! It was instead of the extras they put on the end of the episodes. It was a magazine of stuff. It's fascinating to listen to. I've still got all these. It's free. Go check it out. It's a little Christmas present. And then there's the promo for Oh No, this was the first release. Is this the full release? Is this the full? If it's a full release, then it's free. Absolutely, go and grab it right now. Nicholas Courtney is playing Woosley the cat. So this is like Big Finish right where it started. Go listen to it. It's a very panto-ish story, very notably panto. But now their first big sell is Doctor Who: The War Doctor, Only the Monstrous. This is by far the best of the War Doctor releases. If you like John Hurt's performance as the Doctor, you want to check it out more. It's $10. 3 great stories. I think the whole thing is written by Nick Briggs, which is always for me a sign of excellence. Jacqueline Pearce is in it as Alistra, this war cardinal, but it's just great, right? You don't have to listen to anything else. If you just seen, was it John Hurt on his opening, on his one story, and he wants to know more of this Doctor, this is the box set to get, and it's $10, right? It's $10 for how many stories? 3 or 4? I think 3. Really, really first-rate stories. So there you go. We'll be checking back at the 12 days of Big Finish Christmas. So as it goes along. But there you go. My list of Doctor Who at Christmas. Tell me what your list of Doctor Who Christmas is. Is there anything I missed out? Is there anything you strongly disagree with me? Let me know in the comments. As I said, Rumble and Rumble. Oh, the best place to let me know. Substack. Sign up to my freaking Substack. It's awesome. As am I, baby. As am I. A little Christmas miracle here for you. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring that little bell. Ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop.